right, well, welcome back to the Merck Method, where we explore mental wellness, growth, and the human experience. So I'm extremely excited to talk about this podcast today, where we are going to be talking about the importance of women's mental health and self-care, and talk about a little bit more on the emotional load that women carry on a day-to-day basis and why it's okay, if actually extremely necessary, to put some of that down. This episode is for the moms, the daughters, the workers out there, the partners, the caretakers, the women who are constantly pouring into everyone else, but really running on empty. I want you to know that I see you, I respect you, and I want you to know that your mental health truly does matter. Today, I'm not here to fix anything. I'm here to honor your story and remind you that it's okay to take care of you. Well, we all know that women are strong, or should know that women are strong. There's no doubt about that. But being strong shouldn't have to mean being silent. Statistically, women are more likely to struggle with anxiety, depression, and PTSD, but also more likely to be dismissed when they speak up about it. Your stress isn't just in your head, it's in your body too. It's in your shoulders, your sleep or lack thereof, and your silence as well. Seen a lot of women in my life that I care about put their needs last for so long that they forget what they actually were. So really, this episode, I want to kind of get into the back of your mind. It's a little soft reminder. You don't need to be falling apart to deserve support from other people. You don't need to be strong all the time to be worthy of that rest that you really do need. You cannot continue to give and give and give and pour from your cup without filling it back up again. You do so much for other people. You take care of everyone that you possibly can, and you also show up every single day. And you figure it out. You hold things together for everybody so that you can cry in silence, whether it be in another room, in your car, wherever, but you don't try to show it because you want to be strong for other people. You want to hold everyone up that you can. Let me ask you, who holds you up? Who's checking on your self-care? And I'm not talking about some of the friends that are checking on you, but do you check on yourself? And when I'm talking about checking on yourself, do you go farther than, yeah, you know what, I'm not really doing good, but I'm going to put it on the back burner because I've got all these other things I've got to do and I'll get to it later? Or the most common one that I've heard, well, who else is going to do it because I don't have anybody else to help me? So I'm speaking to the women that really feel guilty about resting, to those women who keep going when they're breaking inside. You need to take that time out. It's not selfish to worry about your own true mental health. It's selfless. You have to be able to tap out at some point in time to recharge your battery. I know that women are super strong on so many levels, but also there are so many things that are trying to knock you down at the same time, whether you're supposed to look a certain way or talk a certain way or act a certain way. And it adds up. It is going to take a lot out of you. And that doesn't even count taking care of yourself, your family, if you're helping with friends. I mean, there's so many factors involved with taking your energy on a day-to-day basis. And if you're not taking care of yourself, what's left for you? You have society telling you that you have to be everything, right? Soft and strong and gentle and firm and driven and selfless. That's exhausting. That constant shape shifting, that wears on your spirit every day. Like I've mentioned it in my other podcast, you are not selfish for needing your space. You are not weak for needing help. You are not broken for feeling overwhelmed. You are human. So social media is really good at kind of getting into that idea of self-care, and a lot of it looks like face masks and getting lattes, and really when there's nothing wrong with that, but there's a more deeper meaning to it, right? There's more to it, like saying no without explaining. You don't need to share more information that I need a timeout. That's it. No one needs to know the reason. You just allow them to understand that you need to take a breath. It's like going to therapy. There's nothing wrong with therapy. It's growing as we go. And it's really a great outlet to share and vent when you are struggling with things mentally. Because we're all struggling with things. And if people tell you that they're not struggling, then they have a deeper issue that they need to resolve. But again, that's not something for you to handle. You have other things to worry about on your own time. How about it's not answering that text right away? You don't have to be on your phone 24/7, right? That's that's a problem because now that phone is controlling you instead of you controlling the phone. How about it's asking for what you need even when it's uncomfortable? You have to allow others to understand where you're at in that space so that they can actually help you resolve the situation. What I've noticed in my sessions that I do on a day to day basis, and not even just sessions, but just having conversations with individuals, really, it's just about being there to listen and validating their emotions. Because I've seen a lot of women feel that their emotions aren't valid and they feel like there's something wrong with what they're feeling at that particular moment because it's not what the other outside noise is validating. A lot of times I hear women talk about how they think that they're not good enough. But where does that come from? My question is, why do you not think that you're good enough? Some of the answers I get are, I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't fit the mold of what's the quote unquote in crowd, I guess. So who says that you have to be quote unquote pretty or quote unquote smarter to be good enough? Who set that bar? The reason that you're having those thoughts is because you're believing somebody else's opinion or really somebody else's lie. So, who determines what's prettier or smarter or that you fit in? You do. You're the only one that has that control because what you're doing is you're allowing somebody else's opinion to hold that control. And that's where the lie happens. Why are you not good enough for you? Is it because you've made mistakes? Because everyone makes mistakes. Say I was your child and I made a mistake. Would you love me any less? Probably not, right? So why do you withdraw self-love from yourself if you've made these mistakes? You don't have to approve of those mistakes that you made, but you can't attach self-love to that. Saw a quote from an unknown author that really resonated with me. We think about all the things that have happened to us that have been bad, but we forget that we've needed everything that has happened to us up until this point to really find our true selves. So here's the quote that I saw, and it's very simple. We romanticize the stars, but forget the dark is what made them visible. Basically saying you need that negative impact to allow yourself to see really the hope within you. So every event up until this point, you have needed one way or another. Positive ones have filled your cup up. Negative ones are learning experiences. Remember, you can't erase all the mistakes of your past because when you try to do that, you also erase the wisdom of your present. So you got to remember that's the lesson, not the disappointment. So women are conditioned to believe their value is what they give, right? Give your time, give your energy, give your body, give your patience, give and give and give, right? But when you finally decide to take that break, you're being lazy. That guilt that comes with that isn't coming from just thin air. That guilt is from someone in your past building up those messages that say your needs come last. Okay. That self care guilt is a learned behavior, not a personal flaw. One of the biggest barriers that I've seen with self care is waiting for that specific someone to say, yeah, it's okay to take a time out for you. But here's the honest truth you don't need anybody's permission to take care of yourself, it's you that's in control. You got to take that control back from people that you are giving it to that don't deserve it or are taking advantage of it. All right. So when we're talking about that control, we need to have some tools to help with that, right? So not trends or quick fixes, anything like that, but real ways to take back that time and that energy and, that sense of self, that sense of you. All right. One of the biggest things, obviously, is setting boundaries. So everybody has a problem with saying yes or not saying no. So start saying no without guilt. Every yes to something draining is no to something you need. So let's focus on the things you truly need, right? And then this is one big thing. Okay. Ask yourself, because I know you have before, really ask it to yourself. How do I feel right now? What do I need right now? You don't need to fix everything, but to have that awareness to just notice. And then take some time for just you. Block 30 minutes in your calendar just for you. No chores, no errands, no kids, no husbands, no partners, no nothing. Just take 30 minutes. It could be a drive, it could be sitting outside in the sun, it can be reading a book, it can do whatever. But start scheduling it like it's an appointment. You do that for everything else, kids' appointments, doctor's appointments, husband's appointments, partner's appointments. I mean, I'm sure that they are all there. So why can't you do it for yourself? And this is a big one. You got to reclaim your voice. You know it's there. Speak up, whether it be at work, in your relationship, even to yourself. Speak to yourself. You are your biggest listener. You need to hear what you need to hear. Use your words to shape your world. You are not too much. You women are powerful. Use that power. Grab what is yours. So all these tools are great, right? But really your mindset is where everything starts to shift, right? You have to have a powerful, positive mindset for things to work. So by saying that, we need to change some of your old beliefs that are negative with new ones. Here's an example. We're going to take an old belief of you have to do everything. Okay. Let's replace that with it's okay to ask for help. That's a huge one. Everybody has problems asking for help, but I've seen power in numbers. I've seen how strong you guys are with numbers asking for help. It's a superpower. You guys need to use that. All right, how's another one? Taking care of myself is selfish. That's an old belief. Throw that one out the window. All right, the new thought on that one is caring for myself is how I stay strong. Again, you have to pay attention to you. You're building yourself up, right? And you're listening to yourself. Okay, one more will do. How about I feel better when everything's perfect? Well, we all know nothing's perfect. No one set that bar. So we're going to do a new belief. I feel more powerful right here in this mess. You don't have to wait until everything is calm to feel peace. I think that's what we feel we need to believe, that once everything is just okay, I can relax and I'm good. That means everything's good. Yeah, that's not what you have to do. You can create peace in the chaos. Now, as someone who's been with my wife for 26 years now, and I also have a daughter who is really starting to come into her own, it is so powerful to watch them find their voice and really find what makes them them. And seeing how powerful that changes with the friends around them, it is contagious. I've seen it numerous times. I see it every day. I hear their stories. It's amazing. It's awesome to watch how much they have their back and and how close they are to each other and just how much they empower each other to be the best version of them. I mean, that's really the end all to this. Trying to be the best version of you and using that best version of you to uplift other women. It is so amazing to watch. And that is why you need to be so easy on yourself. This is still a process. Nobody is at the end of their purpose, right? People could just be starting out. Some people might be, right on the cusp and they need a little bit of a boost. But that's where other strong women come and go, you've got this. I was in your shoes once. And that's kind of the message that we need to keep pushing. And with this podcast and every other outlet, I'm trying to do that because I can see such a difference. I mean, with my wife being strong and she's just starting, I mean, there's no limit for her strength. She's also pushing me as well. So it works both ways. No woman on this planet deserves to be miserable and to think that they're not good enough. That is just ridiculous to hear because realistically, without women, none of us would be here. Okay. I wouldn't be talking right now if it wasn't for a female. I mean, that's just the gist of it. That's so powerful. Just think about that for a second. And of course, I'm not going to sit on here and just say, hey, yeah, I know everything about women because that's completely wrong. But I do know the power of numbers with powerful women being in the same room and just watching them take over. And that's really where it starts. So, as I get to the end of this podcast, I want to just have a reflection. Okay. Let's take a moment just for you. Wherever you are, just take a breath. Just if you're sitting in your car listening to this, if you're at work, just literally just breathe, take a breath. Okay. Ask yourself this: what's one thing I can do this week to take back some control? You're not going to be able to take back everything all at once, but I mean, again, it's a process, baby steps. What boundary do I need to set? Meaning, what's taking energy away from you that's unnecessary, that doesn't deserve that energy? What do I need to hear right now that no one's saying to me? You're not here to live your life on autopilot. You're not just supposed to just go through the days and do everything and do this and do this and do this and pull your hair out and then come home and possibly read into a book and fall asleep. It's your life. You have to take control of it. No one else is going to do that. You're going to hear opinions from everybody, every which way, right? But in the end, it's you. It's you versus you. So which way are we going to go? You don't have to overhaul everything. You just have to start somewhere. So let's start today. You are allowed to lead your own life and not just survive it. And it starts today. Well, I greatly appreciate you listening to this podcast. This really came from the heart because I hear about it so much how women are struggling to just survive. And it's time for a change. And I really want to take like a moment to thank the women in my life, especially my wife, who has started to really find her purpose and her voice. And she's doing so much amazing things, uplifting other women to find their purpose and their voice and really just finding that beauty within themselves to get that self-confidence they need to know that they matter and to know that they are enough. So, honey, I love you. You are doing such amazing things, and I love continuing to grow with you in all of this. All right, so as this podcast begins to end, I want to have a little gently reminder again that you spent enough time putting yourself last. This is your permission to breathe, to pause, and to come back home to your true self. You are powerful. You are allowed to say no. Say it to yourself right now. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to take up space. You are not too much. You are not too emotional. You are not asking for too much. You deserve your time. So if you do one thing today, make it this. You choose you. All right, so as I leave you, I'm going to leave you with this. Stay grounded. Stay kind to yourself. And remember, strength begins with honesty. Until next time.